We are Cam and Heather on Sea Clef, and we are on the trip of a lifetime. Come share in our adventures as we take you through the Great Lakes to Chicago, down through the river system of the Midwest, along the panhandle of Florida, across the Gulf of Mexico, and down the west side of Florida, crossing through the Okeechobee Waterway to eastern Florida. Then share in our adventures as we continue throughout the Bahamas and back up the eastern seaboard, finally returning to Canada on America's Great Loop. Today's voyage took us from our anchorage at Rose Island, back along the east side of New Providence Island, across the Yellow Bank, and over to Allan's Key, where we anchored on the west side. Our travels were just 34.4 nautical miles, and we ran at an average speed of 7.4 knots. We had departed at 7 a.m., and we arrived into Allan's Key just before lunch.
Good morning. We are on the bridge of Sea Clef, and we are leaving Rose Island this morning and heading to the Exumas. Yay! Finally!
Yay!
And look at this water. This is the nicest we've seen the Atlantic on any of our travels so far. So just over there, that big hunk of land, that is Nassau.
New Providence.
New Providence. What?
It's actually it's called Atoll Island.
Okay, Atoll Island. But you know,
Part of the New Providence Island or Nassau. Nassau's
close
the
to
big
Nassau.
city.
Nassau's the big city. I just need all these geography lessons. So we got away about 7 a.m. this morning.
We did indeed.
Captain's got his coffee on the bridge.
Gotta have my coffee in the morning.
All's good. It is currently, oh my gosh,
10 to 9 in the morning.
so we've been underway for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out here.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. We're in about 16 feet of water in the middle of nowhere. We're going across the Yellow Bank between basically Nassau and the top of the Exuma chain. Our end goal today is Allan's Key. If we get there and it's too touristy, we might head down to Highbourne. And we need to look at the winds a bit and see where they're going to clock and what time and what speed and whether we're going to be comfortable or not. But we think that Allan's is a good pick right now.
It's kind of freaky right now because it is only 15 feet deep according to our depth sounder, so probably about 17 feet. And we can see bottom so clearly, which in our normal cruising waters, that means you're boating in the wrong place. It's something to get used to.
Channel, you can see the bottom pretty well. Up in Georgia Bay, North Channel, that area. But it is deceptive, and we're trying to learn how to read the colors so that you can sort of understand what one color means over another color in terms of the water. The browns are really bad. Generally, deep blue is obviously very deep, and then various levels of green would indicate different levels of depth. And then there's also a darker green that's kind of like a grass.
Really dark.
Yeah, but it's not blue dark, it's sort of green dark. So but the coral heads are what we're most concerned about on this morning's journey as we go across the Yellow Bank and we get into shallower water. We're not there yet, we're still in 16 feet of water, but once we get into about 6 feet of water, we're going to want to go around any coral heads we see.
I will. I'll take the phone over and videotape the bottom going by, so you can see the bottom.
Yeah, We've got lines in the water. Unlikely we'll catch anything, but it'd be fun to catch something if we could. We're running about 7.5 knots, which is probably a little fast for it, but I bet you if there's a motivated fish out there that we might have some luck. Hopefully it's not a barracuda. A sonar of our what's underneath us, and what I'm trying to do is sort of understand what I'm seeing ahead of me. We don't have forward scanning sonar, but we have what's going on underneath us, so it's technically too late by the time it's underneath us, but what I'm trying to do is learn what does a coral head look like when it's ahead of me, and then what does it look like when it's underneath me.
We are just starting to see the Exumas and basically on the horizon. I'm not sure if you can see that, but look at this water. Oh my gosh, it is so flat. We're getting some swell. There's a little bit of rippling on the top of the water just from the breeze, but not too windy, as you can tell from our flags. It's unbelievable here. It's gorgeous. It's the best we've had since we got to LouAnne. Allan Cay. There's the top part of the Exumas right there. Assuming Allan Cay is here. And just look at this water. This is just amazing. See the light coming through the ripples of the water. We're in about 20 feet of water right now. Clear and beautiful. I've been watching and hoping to see starfish. I haven't seen any of those. We've seen a couple of heads of coral. It's pretty amazing view. We have just arrived at the Exumas. Yay, finally. We are in Allan Cay. We're just outside into the north of Allan Cay. It's absolutely gorgeous here. We've only got about 3 knots of wind right now, so pretty still and feeling pretty warm. Very peaceful water sounds. I guess it's just like lapping up on the shore. Lovely. Cannot wait to get in the water. I think he might be coming in for a landing, Cam. like he's on the water. I think that sailboat's out of the way. Okay, so Cam is getting ready to drop the line in the water with shrimp on the hook. And you did this a little while ago, Cam. What happened?
I don't think the bait lasted 3 seconds. Gone. I didn't see a shark, but really posh. Well, let's watch that one go.
Let's see. Did something come and get that one? Through the head?
Or the tail, or it's a tail. So I tried the tail and it failed. Now I'm going to try it again.
Fourth time's a charm, right? Does the fish on? He does.
Well, you can see the fish.
Should I go get our little chart out so we know?
Bait's gone.
Oh my gosh. Some of the
Oh,
baits,
look at that.
the remora, because that's what swam up toward me when I was swimming yesterday. So Cam is giving up on the shrimp. You did read that
Well, it looks like we're getting remora anyway. So.
remora eat shrimp, and we'd like them to just feed off the bottom of our boat instead.
But every time this bait comes in close to our boat, the remora goes crazy. Oh crap, here he comes.
Yeah.
No thank you. We don't want you.
Clean the boat.
So, still in Allan's Cay. Probably be here for a few days. The iguana beach is way over there. And we're just looking from the end of a little bay that we were kind of hoping to anchor in, although it's pretty darn shallow, as you can kind of look at what Heather's doing there. The tide is out right now. I would say that cat out there is secured in about 3 feet of water. We could probably stay a little further out and anchor out that way, but we're outside the quay to the west, and it's nice there and the water's cool. This water here is like bath water. You saw Ray? I'm out and about knee-deep water, and there is a ray that's just right there. I don't think I'll get any closer though. I turned my head and realized that he followed me in.
Well, that's beautiful. All that different vegetation.
We're at Allan Cay.
He's like
Or
the
Allan's Cay? We're at Allan's Cay. And we have iguanas that are eating. What are you feeding them, Heather?
There's a little bit of broccoli end that I cut off. I have lettuce, broccoli, just the stem, and the ends of the beans that I cut off.
Oh yes.
What do you think of the green beans? That guy likes broccoli and green beans.
Uh-huh.
This guy ate all the lettuce.
Here comes a little guy.
Oh, right.
Oh, I missed the fight.
Like 4 of them chest butted each other.
Is that right?
Lettuce.
Oh, the big guy just suddenly is beside me, just like that. Would you hear the snapping of the jaws?
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be snapped on by that.
You should like the broccoli ends.
He's coming up to you. You went right over it.
Right behind it got it. Right.
But he rejected it.
At least we're not feeding bread. Still
What are you feeding him?
pineapple. Little bits of the pineapple like some of
Oh.
First they didn't like it, but they're
I think they're spitting it out. They don't like the pineapple.
Well, then they come back and eat it.
Allan's Cay was a beautiful spot for our introduction to the Exuma island chain in the Bahamas. This aerial view of the island shows where we anchored. It shows where the plane that we videotaped landing came in. A spot that we were able to snorkel, although there are several that we snorkeled at. The beach where we were feeding the iguanas. And a few interior anchorages, although the one on the right side of your screen is very shallow. I've also shown a lovely beach to hang out on and our route through Allan's Cay to our next destination of Highbourne Cay.
We are going to boil a lobster tail. We chased down a fishing boat that was right here in Allan's Cay and bought 2 lobster tails. Our friends on Sailor Sea have one and we've got the other. So we're going to boil.
It's enormous.
It is enormous. We're going to share this.
This is huge.
I'm stuck.
What a giant lobster tail.
It's going. I'm stuck again. There must be something that happens at this point.
We enjoyed a lovely surf and turf dinner that evening with delicious fresh lobster. What a treat. Today's voyage from Allan's Cay to Highbourne Cay was just 2.3 nautical miles, and it took just over a half an hour to move from our anchorage on the west side of Allan's, through the Allan's Cut and across the top side of Highbourne Cay and into the anchorage in the bay on the top end of Highbourne. This is a tricky passage, and it's one that should be done with good light and navigated slowly and carefully. We are anchored at the north end of a key in the Bahamas called Highbourne Cay. We're on the north side of Highbourne in a bay, but it's beautiful, obviously. There's not very many boats here. We had to come through Allan's Cay, which is where we've been anchored for the past few days, and we've been anchored in some pretty rolly water, and we've gotten some wake. We actually had our dinghy damaged because of the wake in one instance, but we've come around a number of reefs and tucked in here. If you look down at the water, you can see that it is gorgeous. It's like being anchored in a swimming pool. It's probably about 6 or 7 feet deep here. We could have gone further in, but Heather wanted to keep some wind on the boat because our winds are going down to about 6 knots overnight. And that'll be pretty warm. We're still with our friends from Salish Sea. It's a beautiful 38-foot power vessel that we met up with them in Chub Cay and have been enjoying their company, and we've continued to travel together since Chub Cay. We've got 2 of these lovely fellas hanging by the stern of our boat. I'm assuming that past boaters have likely fed the bull sharks, and as a result they see boaters as a source of food. So if you are cruising the Bahamas and see these fellas, please don't feed them.
We are coming into the marina in Highborne Cay. We are just below the fish cleaning station, which is right there, and so the sharks know where to hang out. These are big guys. What kind are they, Cam?
They're bull sharks.
These are bull sharks.
Nasty.
Eggsy.
Beware of the sharks.
He's just pointing out the sign there. Beware of sharks.
Highbourne Cay Marina is worth a visit, especially should weather force you to seek shelter. While we did not take a slip at Highbourne and preferred to be anchored, we did dinghy in and visited the fish cleaning station, which is always a bit of a spectacle, as well as visiting the local parrot LouAnne. Make sure that you stop in to say hi to LouAnne if you're there to get fuel, water, or you have a slip.
You're on candid camera, LouAnne. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
While Heather had never been to Highbourne Cay, Cam had fished down here with friends 35 years ago, and it was fantastic to find that a local that he had fished with when he was down here was still on the island. It was really neat to see Joel again. I don't think either of us have aged a day.